Hello folks, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. As always, I'm Falcon, your host. I tried several times to beat the dragon. Actually, I tried quite a few times to beat the dragon. And I actually had a strategy that would have succeeded. However, I made a mistake and got Kana killed, and he was basically the way I was doing it. With his chants, which are endless, and just take time, I was summoning either the ogres here or this drake that he's able to summon. And both of them had enough health and were capable of damaging the dragon a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. And slowly but surely I was whittling him down, and I almost had the dragon killed. But I had used up all my resurrections from between Pelagina and Durance, so I had no resurrection capability. And Kana got hit by a breath spell as I was casting, or just after he cast one of these two. I don't even remember which one it was, but which killed him, and I had no way to revive him. And at that point, you know, there was no way in hell my party could do any damage to the thing. I mean, we got wrecked within like 2 seconds. What I ended up doing after that, which I should have probably recorded, but I ended up going to do what the dragon wanted me to do. I don't even know where the hell the quest went. I really have no idea where the quest went. But he, you know, where he wanted me to go give the amulet thing to the one dragon hunter. Oh, there it is. To Felonrode, so that she could, the dragon could take her over. And I did, and the dragon took her over. Moved by the dragon's plight, I found her a new vessel in the form of Felonrode, a wandering dragon hunter. Possessed of a new body, the dragon can now roam the surface among us. She has vowed never to trouble Inu again, and I have gained a powerful ally for journeys to come. I just decided to do that. Yes, I lose out on...
Do you remember when we were children, and the missionaries came to tell us about the gods? They told us we could see them in the stars.
If you say so, ancient sister of my former soul, or something. I don't know.
And we snuck out one night and climbed the watchtower in the old fort because we thought we could see them better from up there.
Sure.
That fort burned down a few years ago when we cast the missionaries out. It was the missionaries who set fire to it. They didn't want us to be able to use it. Shame. There was history in that fort.
I miss those days. It was an exciting time, everything full of promise. This is your home as much as it is mine. Do you worry about it? Our being here puts Creatum at risk. Been through worse. Worry about you. Our being here puts Creatum at risk. I wish I could say I thought otherwise, but hearing someone else say it helps settle some things in my mind.
I miscalculated many things since this began. I'm relieved you weren't one of them. It's a good thing we didn't hang you.
Good.
I always knew this path would have consequences, but I never wanted to see Kratum suffer on my behalf. I don't think I can stay here any longer. I am told the Inquisition is gathering an army, that they have sent messengers to bargain with rulers from distant lands. Kratum is not built to withstand a siege. If war is coming, I should be doing what Theos is doing. I will need allies. Allies in a stronghold that can resist an invading army.
You can feel words formed long ago rising in your throat like a toxic black bile. Have you thought about Oceanus?
Oceanus? They have held off many would-be invaders, and their king has no love of the Inquisition's faith. I wonder, would he listen?
And so it is that my character betrayed you. Oh, what the hell's this? Oh, what the fucking hell's going on? What are you? Oh, jeez. What did I just get affected by? Oh, hi. This will go very poorly for you. Let me promise you this. This will go remarkably poorly for you. Yeah, so I just gave up on the damn dragon.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
There's a chance that I would eventually manage to kill it, but I don't know
Your thoughts must flow deeply. I'm ready.
Following your
how
lead,
likely that actually would end up being at the end of the day. And I frankly just didn't want to deal with it, so I just gave up basically and
Certainly.
said screw it. What's this? With a rebel with a pry bar. Lunge through the narrowing gap, however, Kana isn't fast enough and disappears behind the falling rocks. Emerges with cradling ribs. Light breaks into the tunnel up ahead, growing brighter as you continue. Soon the passage ends, opening up high on the cliffside. Okay. Braces of deflection. That's nice. Oh, okay. I'm able to pass through freely now. Good. That's good, because I don't want to be stuck up there. But I do want to be able to go up there. Okay, prepare to get completely wrecked, guys. Boom. Yeah, I'm really disappointed in myself. I was so close to having that fight with the dragon. So close. Just a tiny bit more and I would have had him and he would have been dead. It wouldn't have taken hardly anything. The dragon is basically considered the toughest enemy in the game though, so I mean I guess it's...
Hey.
Oh?
And I was kind of cheesing the fight, which I don't like doing. I hate cheesing fights, but looking online, it's like almost everybody who's actually beaten the dragon has done so by cheesing it one way or another. Because it seems to be damn near the only way to effectively defeat it. Is to just cheese the hell out of it. Oops. It's almost every other, even like semi-effective means of trying to fight the thing has a, at best, you know, not very good chance of success, basically. And almost the only way to reliably beat it is by cheesing it, which is bad. The dragon is frankly too powerful. Holy shit. The hell was that? Hi.
Finish them!
Made a mistake, friend. Let's have you. You go. Ooh, okay. That was weird. That was weird. I wonder if that passage actually does anything for me. Even if it does, I want to clear the whole area, really, but, which is why I haven't gone back to it, but... And everybody exploded.
Certainly.
Silence, cat.
Sail.
Have not the time for you right this second. So hush your crazy furry face.
Your thoughts.
Right close to the enemies.
Finish them!
Get crushed. Wow. That went poorly.
Certainly.
the hell was that? What did I just pick up? Not here. What are you? Of might. That is useful. Okay. What's he using? Perception. Perception doesn't do much for you, but might will. Like some healing bonus, so we definitely want that. Will, it's bad, I suppose. Okay, so there we go. Some bracers for you. There's something that's useful. Exceptional battle axe. Okay. Whatever you say. Oh, they were burning people left and right. Ain't cool, man. Ain't cool. Hi there, guys. How's it going? Tell you how it's going in a second. Poorly. Regardless of whatever you might have been saying prior to that, it's going poorly. Yeah, so I was cheesing the fight hella hard with the with his summons, which is actually less cheese than some of the other people that I've seen other people use.
Another turn, Inquisitor.
Signals some unseen attendant standing beside a large crank. Oh, she was here too.
I ask again, Jovara Ixencios, do you confess to these heresies of which you stand accused?
He waits, but she only stares straight ahead, her face stony, the creak of her restraints the only sound.
Do you confess to apostasy?
I confess to renouncing a mistake.
She opens her mouth to speak, strands of thin spittle spanning from one lip to the other like a spider's threads.
Do you confess to conspiracy against the one true faith?
I confess to opening minds.
Do you confess to false prophecy?
I confess to following a false prophet.
Indeed. And where might we find this heretic?
He pauses, his eyes narrow.
He wears the robes of a Grand Inquisitor.
No, so you.
You have no followers here, heretic. Your lies hold no sway in the court of the penitents.
Only my truth, then.
Looks directly at you.
Another turn.
No! Wait! I'm ready.
Uh-huh.
You are ready to give a confession?
I'm ready to hear one from you.
Damn, she's a tough one. Shakes his head and points at the Inquisitor, and the scraping grind of rusted gears echoes in your mind as the apparition fades away. Ouch. That sounds nasty.
The exiled queen. Let's hope that grim countenance bodes well.
Alright, the great pit lies in the shadow of the statue of Woedica, and no light from the surface reaches the bottom, but even so, you catch flickers of a ghostly glow in the depths. A wind from the pit buffets you. It isn't cold, but it raises goose flesh along your arms. The wind carries a whisper, low and sibilant. As you look into the pit, souls gather around you. They encase you in a cloud of essence that swirls around your body while you consider your next move. I'm gonna leave for just a second because I need to save. And let us make actually a new save. Okay. Jump into the pit. I says, jump into the pit. You jump, trusting the promise of the gods and the power of the souls to bear you safely down. The sudden drop takes your breath away, but the souls catch you, encasing you in a shining, thrumming aura. But while they slow your descent, you can still feel that you are falling faster than you should. The essence flowing around you is strong but chaotic. You find yourself drifting toward the wall. Reach for a companion. You reach out and feel a hand, strong and sure, wrap around your forearm. It tugs you away from the wall just as you feel your toe graze something. You manage to spread your arms and legs into an X, steadying your position and the rate of your descent. You start to feel more comfortable until you notice that Kana is still falling too fast. He plummets, flailing and out of control. You could attempt to rescue, but the ground is approaching fast. It will take a feat of agility, speed, and agility to avoid injury. Dive! The ground is rising fast, but you're not quite fast enough. You snatch Kana out of free fall, but you're unable to gain control of your own momentum in time. You take the blunt of the impact, landing hard against the millennia-old stones of the Court of the Penitents. Sounds incredibly painful. That was the end of Act 3. I don't know if you folks can see.
After what seems like an eternity, your rapid descent comes to an abrupt end. You remain still for a moment while your heart settles and your eyes adjust, breathing in stale, forgotten air. Before you, a narrow and eroded walkway becomes faintly visible in the dim light, cutting a winding path through a cavern so expansive it seems a world unto itself. In the distance, you can make out the cold gleam of living Adra veins that spike and fork in and out of view from the murky depths beneath, their glow a faint and fleeting guide along the ancient trail. You look above at the opening you jumped through, now barely a speck of light like some distant star alone in the cosmos and forever out of reach. Your only way lies ahead.
Yeah, there is no going back here. You have to go forward. Alright.
Everyone
so
all right?
I got fucked up.
No shattered knees? Good. Just me then.
That was bracing.
This place is cursed.
Wait. Excuse me? Little savior. To all defenses, but why is this apparently affecting everyone? Except apparently for him, the person who has it equipped. Because reasons. Yeah, bruised ribs, 20 fortitude, 2 constitution down the tubes, which sucks. Constitution part at least is negated by the celestial suit resting thing. Fortitude could be potentially painful.
Yes.
But, sadly, little we can do about it.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, there. Alright, seriously? What do you need to disarm these traps, man?
Hey.
I even re-rolled the character to see if he could, Okay, that was weird.
Oh?
I even re-rolled the character to see if
Be constant.
I could do something about that. It still doesn't do anything. Cat. Being a pain in my butt, as always. Yeah. Fuck off, you freaking idiots. Oh, one of those instances where you just freaking vanish. Oh, hi. Adronimat. How you doing, friend? You can take a break. You can take a nap now. And all of your friends can get wrecked. Keep picking the cat up and putting her down, picking her up and putting her off the desk, constantly. Jumps right back up. Jumps right back up and goes right back to being a pain. Alright, what is this? Why can I apparently
will be
not...
as silent as my feet.
Okay. But somehow I completely failed to hit that.
Hello?
Oh, watch out. Oh, too late. Okay, blow these guys down. Yeah, that spell is just ridiculously overpowered. It really is. I have no idea where I'm going, by the way. Just kind of wandering around here and hoping that I come across some... Oh. Kind of wandering around and hoping that we come across something that's good. Okay, I guess we can take this stuff out of my inventory. Not going to use it. So... keep that out. Perhaps in back over there. Potion. Potion. Give you a set of the traps. Suppose we can give you a set of traps. That axe is really good, but I mean all of these are really good, but thing is, I don't really have the things that I would necessarily want to have for this. Oh, you're already maxed out as best as you're gonna get. And this... like, this does something. Because when I was fighting the dragon, I saw Purgatory as an effect on the dragon. I can only guess that it's the steel effect ability there. Bugs are your essence. A pulse in the world itself moves through it.
Light, flame, and sound. Flame.
Anyway, I can only assume that it's just like a constant effect, that it's not even like a temporary thing. Alright, just go through and clean up. And get wrecked. This spell is so powerful. Because I can just wreck enemies with it. I really can. It's kind of ridiculous.
Wait.
It's good, don't get me wrong, but a little ridiculous. Little bit ridiculous.
Your thoughts?
Okay, let's get ready to cast this again as soon as somebody stands up. Oh, never mind. He died as soon as he started to stand up.
Certainly.
What's this? Let's actually do something. I don't know if that did anything or not. Can't actually tell. It takes a long time to open. Interesting. And it's a completely useless piece of shit. Why am I not terribly surprised? Oh, jeez. What have we done? Oh, jeez. For a column of Adra rises above you, stoic and silent. Its ridged layers a measuring stick for the passing of ages. It feels to you as a thick block of ice, and you perceive buried deep in its core a dim, flickering flame, all but extinguished, yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. At your approach, the flame seems to steady and draw strength, and the layers separating it from you melt away, and you are bathed in its glow, a bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade as though you had adjusted to its intensity, and where it was, Eovora seeps into existence, an idyllic shade hovering above the moist prison floor. Though ageless, she appears somehow different to you now, a slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps, or a trace of sunkenness in her eyes. There was a broad scar across her face, fibrous and wormy where flames once lapped, unhealed even in death.
Hello, sister. It has truly been ages.
Yeah?
You are so different now from who you were then, yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face. What is it that has brought you here?
Still suffer for your transgressions. It seems that I have unfinished business here. I am here to free you, but...
I'd hoped after our last discussion you would find what you sought. Has it eluded you all this time? I can only guess your presence here has something to do with Theos. The energy of this place changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Theos diverted them from a cycle. He seeks to empower Woedica and to blame Animancy for the damage he's caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Theos did. There's something I need to know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
Something about that lifetime my soul can't let go of. I need to know what it is. I'm running out of time. I see moments from that life, of you, of the Inquisition, of Theos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something in you. We spoke of him the last time you were here also. It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
And what was that? Evora's mouth tightens and her brow furrows look of pity. Her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours as if looking for something that would help her decide whether to speak.
That the gods aren't real.
Of course not. It all makes sense now.
She's not serious.
Perhaps not to her. Many are those whom the gods have scorned. This is petty retribution.
There's a theory puts my boldest to shame. But we ourselves have seen the gods' influence.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And how did you discover this?
The Anguithan missionaries all knew it, but they never told the rest of us. They meant it to be a secret that died with them, and in the end, they allowed their bloodlines to fade from memory. I had been assigned to join a few of them at a temple. I found the door to their chambers closed, but the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
Later on, after I left the Order, a few Nguathans found my words persuasive and joined my cause. It revealed what I did not already know. So who created these gods and for what?
They were conceived by Engwyth, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Theos' people. In their time, every people worshipped its own gods. Sometimes they warred over it. After a few wars of their own, the Engwythans sought an end to it. They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators. Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day, they found an answer. Except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found. Or if there ever were, they were gone. It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers. And with their mastery, they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
That's why you started your own faith.
I never thought of it as faith, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith. I became a missionary because the gods brought me hope that I wanted to bring to others. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place. Then the day came when I realized nothing had changed, that I still had a purpose, and the purpose was the same and it was worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries in public, exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
So is it true what you taught?
You asked me this once before. Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Theos directs these souls, you will see for yourself, as you once did. Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
Aurora scans her audience in silence, her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each member of your party in turn, finding interest in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
That's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he's done miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if it were forbidden knowledge rather than fault that earned your doom? What of your guilt?
I have seen with my own eyes the deceptions of my goddess. The Watcher has shown me as much. But it was not until now that I understood how truly desperate she was. The depths of her deception.
You speak of her deceptions, but what of your own? Was it her words that led you down your path? Or was it the absence of her words? A gap that you filled with your own broken thoughts?
Beads of sweat coalesced on Durance's forehead and trickled down the sides of his face in streaming rivulets, as though he were a block of ice standing before a great pyre.
If all our common threads are spun from a lie, what's left to bind us together?
For thousands of years, the Engwythian lie clouded our sight. How can we claim there is no other way when we never had the opportunity to discover one? There are answers out there still, in places we've never thought to look.
What if even mastery over all things cannot answer the most basic of questions?
I stopped asking those questions long ago. It is enough to care for those we love with the time we have in this life.
What if the cycle of birth and death is nothing more than a tool of endless preoccupation?
Turns her gaze, nodding her head almost imperceptibly. For a moment, all is silent. Nods back, seemingly moved by some unspoken understanding. What if we can be assured of nothing? only value is the things that we create for ourselves. Best build our own strength so we can bear it. Then only when we cease to exist as beings can peace be found, and as the questions that have always posed more value than their answers, and the fewer people who realize that, the better. The only value is in the things we create ourselves.
Verus, we find purpose in ourselves and in the people in our lives.
And in the lives we create. Is this not the essence of motherhood? To create, cherish, nurture, to give of yourself for the sake of another. There is bliss to be found in the things we create, but sorrow as well. Every creation bears the imperfections of its creator, and its creator's creator. Art and song are creations, but so are weapons and lies. We must be careful that our creations do not consume us. I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
Do, even without assurances, there's still truth.
If that is truly what you believe, then you are a far different person than the one I knew. I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand.
For the first time, hints of doubt trace her serene visage.
I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
As she asks, the memory springs to your mind immediately as though it had just happened. I kind of like number 5, and I kind of like number 1. To a degree, kind of like number 2 as well. That sounds really harsh, but I think where they'll go with it isn't as harsh as it sounds. I think. Let's go with this one.
Boudica gifted him a great many things, but his ability to manipulate was always his own. Good. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because
I thought Theos was right. I needed to know it wasn't because after everything you'd learned, you'd still rather believe in a lie. If that is the conclusion people reach once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake. My opinion matters so much to you, it seems a harsh connection to draw. You are naive to be so trusting of people. My opinion matters so much.
I've always looked up to you, since we were children. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
You're never going to be able to convince everyone of anything, true or not. There'll always be dissent.
I expected dissent, but I needed to know that true faith would prevail. Perhaps I've been wrong to place so much importance on one person's actions. It was all I could do to feel like there was an answer. Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know, nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
I see the world differently now than I once did. I regret what I did to you and wish your forgiveness.
I have always forgiven you. Whatever your reason, no quarrel of ideas can sever ties of blood and essence. No parting of ways can erase memories of times without worry. Times when even without gods, we were never truly alone. At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish. But now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. you have put it behind you. It is with Theos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs. Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Are you bound here until the end of time?
In a manner of speaking. This is Breath Yamen, the court of the penitents. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Woodica is eternal. They linger above, at the site of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition, but time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains. Yet, I feel their presence strongly now, as it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Theos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then.
They aid me because they want Theos destroyed. I owe them no debt.
They aid you because they would bend you to their own purposes. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
And why don't you repent? You could be free of this place.
Last time someone asked me that, I was bound to an iron wheel with a broken spine. There are many things I've come to doubt about the choices I made in life. But that trial was my one moment of certainty, even without a chorus of gods to tell me I had been right. The gods need to be reminded that we have a spirit, and that spirit is proof against their power. They have the power to manipulate and confuse and ruin us, but not to change our will. I will remain here until the world crumbles and fades from existence, with joy in my heart, knowing I've shown them what they truly are.
The place in sun and shadow, what is it? I can tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I've seen, what others have told me about. There's only one man who can tell you now, who knows it for a certainty, and you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see it for yourself, make your own judgments, better for your soul that way, I think. How is it you speak Adiran? I speak no language now but the wordless expressions of the spirit. It is through my connection to you that I'm able to draw upon your words and form them as my own. Know what it is I need from Theos?
I could not say for sure. But you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt. His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
How can I get him to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
Why has he done this?
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances. That's why he's always favored Woodica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Theos, she's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he. If Theos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods, Boudica was vanquished once when the other gods decided she had gone too far and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours. Theos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
The gods have given me the souls of their forgiven. If you repent, you could join with them. Help me strike the final blow against them. Defiance here is an illusion. You're a slave to the gods, bound to the rules, stuck in their system. Your continued existence is proof of the gods' dominion over all of us. I inclined in doubt in my mind long ago I'd be living a normal life right now. Before I go, I will repay you for this curse. Help me strike against them.
If I repent, all I have done has meant nothing.
But your defiance is an illusion. You notice a bond now, one that has always been, an interleaving of her essence with yours at the extremities of your perception. You are tied to this woman's spirit. You can feel a measure of control over it as though you were its shepherd. What are you suggesting? It can disintegrate your soul, make you cease to exist. Then I would be no different than the other souls the gods have broken in this place. I do not wish to stop fighting them. Very well. I'll respect your wishes. I could probably get some buffs and do this.
It's a cruel fate to waste all this time to be reunited with my only sister, only to be forced to part soon after. But then, what is life but a series of brief encounters with those we love? If ever we should meet again, in this life or any other, I hope to find you at peace.
Yeah, okay. Hi. How you doing? Come in here so I can murderate you. Alright. I need to kind of blow through stuff fairly quickly now so that I can try and get up to basically the final fight. And that will be the last episode. Basically, I'm just going to turn the final battle into an episode in of itself. Ow. That would have hurt if it had actually managed to hit me. Like it was trying to hit me. It did kind of hit me, but it didn't hit me as well as one might have expected. Alright, proceed to just wreck everybody. Oh, these guys are tough. Fairly tough, but when you have an entire group of people wailing on you, you don't manage to accomplish that much. Oh good. Oh, and it failed to do anything. Fantastic. Destroys spirits. Let's see. I'll take it. You're not useful though.
Oh?
Okay, so I guess that chest basically was the entire reason for coming down here. Nothing else really does much of anything. Can't access the stronghold here, which is annoying because I wanted to see what it's indicating.
It's true. The gods are a sham that people have followed for thousands of years.
Yeah?
Well, doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same. Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
The god who made them believe they were right, I doubt they'd have fought if they knew he was fallible.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded.
He looks down at the ground, drumming his fingers against the side restlessly. When he speaks again, it seems half to himself.
I don't know. When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will.
What about?
About him going off to war. He was set on it. My parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your God, you only get the one. Me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one. I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his God one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then, he was gone. By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. I packed my things and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
So if you left with him, you'd have known why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so I don't know why I bother thinking about it. I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's and it wasn't my God's. I don't know if it was right, but I couldn't abide what Wydwin was doing to his own. God or not, I don't regret it. Whether Wydwin was Eothas, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. And all these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
He went to Wydwin because of what you said to him?
Crossed my mind. You live in a place like Gilded Vale, you don't have a whole lot else to do other than think about things you don't want to think about. I hope that wasn't it. I hope he went there because it's what he thought was right. But it seems I'm not meant to know. Still one more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on then. I still owe you one.
Alright, and don't you bloody forget it there, Sonny. Alright, so
These ruins, like a great grave for a soul.
okay, everybody needs to have at least some healing potion of some variation in their inventory. Everybody's got to have at least something. Rot 2 is useless. You are the... Let's split this. What just happened? What did just happen? Where'd they go? Oh, that's annoying. I don't even know where they went. Whatever. We need to break out... Nope. Not what I wanted. Well, we can break that out too, but still not what I wanted. Darts. Yeah. Your endurance. Dragon eggs. Dragon, I don't know that that would do much. Boiling spray might be helpful. Slightly, that will probably be useful. Chain lightning might be good. Major recovery. Hailstorm needs to go somewhere. I don't know who can use it. More healing potions. Power potions. Major healing potions. Attack speed. Movement speed. Those are kind of useful. Fireball traps. Eldritch aim potions. Collection potions. I'm basically pulling out everything that's useful. Or potentially useful. There they are. Pretty much anything that I consider something that might actually help in this fight, I'm gonna go ahead and just pull out here. Because any of these might be potentially valuable. So we've just got tons of scrolls, we've got potions, left and right. Got scrolls. Okay, that's probably pretty good. Of course, most of the potions and stuff we won't be able to use in battle because, well, you know, it doesn't work that way, but... Pull you out and put healing potions on your bar. And we're gonna do those. Or healing potions, right? Yeah, okay. Those. I just need to try and make sure that everybody has some degree of healing capability on them. There we go, there's a mess of potions right there. Max out your stacks there. Okay.
Oh.
And I think we're going to go ahead and call it here, folks, for this episode. Next time, we will be going in and trying to finish the game. So thank you for watching. This has been Pillars of Eternity. I will see you, well, actually in a couple hours because of the way I'm releasing these things. So thank you for watching. Take it easy. Have a good day, folks. See you in a few. Bye-bye.